The last letter. Last week I found an old letter. I was walking near the park when I saw a box under a bench. It was small and covered in dust. I opened the box and saw a letter inside. The paper was yellow and soft. It looked very old. I sat on the bench and started to read the letter. It was from a man who was sick. He said he had cancer. He was going to die soon, but he wanted to say some things before he died. He wrote about his life, his pain, and his love for people. His words were simple, but they touched my heart. I felt like I knew him. I didn't know his name, but I felt his sadness. I could feel his hope, too. He wanted someone to read his words. And now I was that person. When I finished reading, I sat for a long time. I looked at the sky. I thought about my own life. I thought about the people I love. That letter changed something in me. I took the letter home. I read it again before bed. I knew I could not forget it. I wanted to share his story. Maybe it can help others the way it helped me. The next morning I read the letter again. This time I read it slowly. Every word felt special. The man wrote about his past. He said Sinai was not a perfect man. I made many mistakes. I hurt people. I was selfish. But near the end I started to see life in a new way. He talked about small things. He said he missed the sound of rain. He missed the smell of coffee. He missed talking to strangers and watching children play. He said, I didn't know these small things were big things until I knew I had no time. He also spoke about his family. He said, I wish I had said I love you more. I wish I had listened more. Now it's too late to talk to them, so I write this letter instead. Maybe someone will read it. Maybe someone will learn from it. Reading this made me feel sad, but also thankful. I still have time. I can call my family. I can say kind words. I can be better today than I was yesterday. I looked at the last line of the page. He wrote, if you are reading this, please don't wait. Life is not long. Say what you need to say. Do what is right. Don't be like me. Don't wait until the end. I closed the letter and held it in my hands. My heart was heavy, but full of feeling. This man, a stranger, had given me a gift. That night I could not sleep. I kept thinking about the letter. The man was dying, but his words were full of life. I asked myself, what if I lived like him, but changed before it was too late? The next morning I went for a walk. The world looked different. The sky was more blue. The wind was soft. I smiled at people on the street. I never did that before. I stopped at a small cafe and bought a cup of coffee. I sat near the window and watched the people walk by. Just like he said in the letter, the small things felt big. After breakfast, I visited my mother. She opened the door, surprised. Is everything okay? She asked. I hugged her and said I just wanted to see you. I missed you. She smiled, and her eyes were full of tears. Later that day, I called an old friend. We had not talked for years. We had a fight and never said sorry. I said, hey, I'm sorry. I was wrong. My friend was quiet for a second, then said, thank you, I missed you. That call made me feel light, like a heavy bag was gone from my back. That evening I sat in my room and looked at the letter again. I understood now. The man was not only writing about death, he was writing about life. He was trying to tell someone, anyone, that life is not about money or things. It's about love, time, and people. I held the letter close and whispered, "Thank you." The man who wrote it may be gone, but his words are still here. They changed me. The next few days I kept the letter with me. I read it every morning. It helped me start the day with peace. It reminded me to breathe, to smile, and to care. One afternoon I went to the park. I saw an old man sitting alone. He looked tired and sad. I sat near him. At first we said nothing. Then I asked, "Are you okay?" He looked at me and said, "I'm just lonely." I thought about the man from the letter. He had cancer and he was alone too, but still he wanted to help others. I told the old man, "Sci-Fi found a letter. It changed me. Would you like to hear it?" He nodded. I read the letter to him slowly. His hands shook a little. When I finished, he looked at me and said, "That is beautiful. Thank you." We sat in silence, but it felt full, not empty. We were two strangers, but in that moment we were not alone. That night I wrote something new. Not a letter, but a small note. I wrote, "Life is short. Say kind words. Call your family. Take slow walks. Listen more. Smile at people. Love without waiting." I left the note in a library book. Maybe someone will find it. Maybe it will help them like the letter helped me. A week passed. I kept thinking about the letter. It stayed in my mind. It was not just a story, it was a lesson. A man was dying, but he used his last days to give hope to others. That touched my heart deeply. One day, I went to a bookstore. I saw a young woman crying near the window. I didn't know her, but I felt something in my heart. I walked to her slowly. I said, "Hi. Are you okay?" She shook her head. I sat down beside her. She told me, "I lost my job. I have no family here. I feel lost." Her voice was soft. Her eyes were red. I remembered how I felt the day I found the letter. Lost, confused, alone. I took the letter from my bag. I gave it to her. "Please read this," I said. It helped me. "Maybe it can help you too." She looked at me, surprised. Then she started to read. She read slowly, one line at a time. After a few minutes, she smiled a little. "This is beautiful," she said. "Who wrote it?" I told her, and I don't know his name. But he had cancer. He wanted to help others before he left this world. She held the paper close and said, "She helped me today." We sat together for a while. No more tears, just quiet peace. Before she left, she asked, "Can I keep it?" I said yes. That letter was not mine anymore. It belonged to everyone. That night I thought, one person, one letter, one heart, and many lives can change. After that day, I made many copies of the letter. I gave one to a boy in the park who looked sad. I gave another to a man who lost his wife. Every time I gave it, something changed. Their faces changed, their hearts opened. The letter was simple, but it was strong. It did not have big words, but it had big feelings. It said, "Life is short. but it is still beautiful. Look at the sun. Listen to music. Talk to someone. Do not give up, even when it is hard. One day I went back to the old library. I sat in the same chair. I looked around. Everything was quiet. I smiled. I took out a pen and paper. I started to write, not because I was sad, but because I wanted to share hope, just like him. I wrote, if you are reading this, maybe you are feeling lost. Maybe life is heavy, but please, hold on. You are not alone. Someone cares. I care. I left my letter in the same book where I found his. Maybe one day someone will find it. Maybe it will help them too, like his letter helped me. One letter changed my life, and now maybe my letter will change another. Hope is not big. It's a small light, but even a small light can make the dark go away. The end.